Hello everyone, welcome to the Jacksonville History Show. I'm Harry Reagan. Tonight, 40 years after consolidation, we interview Norm Davis, editorial director of WJXT in the 50s and 60s. But first, history of the Jacksonville Fair. And we welcome Gail Hart from the Jacksonville Fair.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It has quite an interesting history, the Jacksonville Fair.
Yes, it does.
And you haven't been there throughout this whole
No, I
history.
joined in 2000.
So you were telling me before we started the show that there were some fairs actually in the 19th century.
Actually, the first fair in Jacksonville was at the end of the 1800s, and there were fairs intermittently in the early 1900s. And before World War II, they had, and they being the capital, had asked Jacksonville if we wanted to have the state fair here in Jacksonville. And a group that had put on the fair previously throughout the years had declined because they felt they couldn't get the resources together, so thus the state fair is now in Tampa.
But we have a big fair here nonetheless.
Yes, we do. And if you were around at the time, there was also the fair was over on Gulf Air Boulevard, back where, you know, over in that area, and they used to like put rides there and have the arts and crafts.
Somewhere in the general vicinity of where there's a shopping center, Gateway Shopping
Yes,
Center, maybe.
Over in that area.
Yeah, and but most people who are watching this show will know it from the Gator Bowl area.
Yes, and that all started with Jim Watson in 1955. For $5, he went and purchased a nonprofit license, and he and another gentleman in radio started the Greater Jacksonville Fair and started the Duval County Fair Association, which is a not-for-profit.
And we have an old newspaper, which I think we can get a shot of, actually talking about Jim Watson and a very early fair.
And that's a good headline, more than $12,000 in premium prizes to be awarded. That's very substantial at the time.
And I guess the fair has always been about the same time of the year, hasn't it?
Well, actually, yes. I mean, it was, we have changed the dates just a few years ago to try to get off the Florida-Georgia game. Unfortunately, in a leap year, we're on top of it again. So this year we are faced with being on top of the Florida-Georgia game once again.
Yeah, too bad that two of the big events in the city have to collide.
Yeah, and it's, colliding is a great word. It doesn't, you know, a joint consistency is, it's not really there because locals aren't attending, are afraid to. But this year we have trolleys, so you can park your car and be trolleyed to the fair.
A good idea, by the way. And we're going to take a look at some photos that will be somewhat reminiscent of the history. It's always been, and still is, an agricultural fair.
Yes.
Not everybody goes for that reason, but they're...
Well, but that is how, when Jim Watson formed the fair, he was the county extension agent, and that was his focus, that we bring agriculture into Jacksonville in an urban setting and teach children where milk comes from, where their food is grown, and how.
And I guess that's increasingly, I don't know what year that photo is, but that's probably your board of directors.
That was the board of directors. That had to be in the early 60s.
I don't know what, I think that's increasingly important, the agricultural aspect of the fair in an urban area.
Because you have to think, where else are children, some children, this is their only opportunity to see a cow, to see, you know, chickens and to see sheep and to see hogs. And we also have, you know, the little bitties, we have them, you can watch them being born at the fair. Yeah. So this is, you know, it's still a learning project for us. Not only that, but we do have the Florida Crops exhibit where you can see the different crops grown throughout Florida.
And I think most children, based on my experience with children and grandchildren, get around to that. Their first interest, their first priority may be the rides.
Well, the fair can be whatever you want it to be, and I look at it, it's in pieces. It's the agricultural piece, it's the entertainment piece, it's the ride piece, and then of course it's the food piece. It's whatever pieces you want to like put together. And
we'll take a look at a photo that shows the rides, and behind that, in the back of that photo, is the Coliseum, which people will remember.
At that time, the fair was underneath the Gator Bowl, the old Gator Bowl. And the animals were housed underneath the Gator Bowl. We had several vendors underneath the Gator Bowl. The Coliseum, of course, was for arts and crafts and for our entertainment. The rides were on the outskirts around the Gator Bowl. And I think that's what you're looking at right now.
And it's gotten bigger and bigger, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Since we moved into our new facility.
And we have a photo of, your new facility, which we'll see in a moment.
Yeah, but
there you go.
Yep, when we moved, the new facility was opened in 1990, and that's where we are right now off of A. Philip Randolph.
That's one of several buildings.
That's one of several. What you're looking at right now, that is the livestock arena, and inside is a 5,000 square foot dirt arena where 4-H children and 4-Hers can show their cattle, show their animals. It was basically built to show livestock.
And as everybody knows, you have events year-round.
Oh, absolutely. That's I think it's a misnomer to think that we are only a fair open for 12 days because we are booked year-round for events like the Friends of the Library sale, Calford Ball.
Car sales.
Oh, yes, car sales. Junior
Gun
League
sales.
Well of a sale. Yes, all kinds of things. I mean, we're busy and we're centrally located. We're right downtown. And it's easy to give directions. We're right across from the football stadium, Sun Stadium, and the arena. And we're right there in the middle.
In the entertainment complex,
Absolutely.
so to speak. And probably your attendance rivals, maybe some years tops, even the Jaguars.
Our attendance there have been years that it's 500,000, and we are actually in the same category as the State Fair of Tampa, because they have the same amount of attendance, believe it or not. What works for us, anytime that we have football games on top of us, we do allow patrons to walk in with their ticket or their stub, and it captures them. And we're doing that this year with Florida, Georgia.
The dates of the fair?
This year, October 29th to November 9th. We open on Wednesday, and that day is a $2 day, $2 to get in. Each ride is $2 or a $10 wristband.
And free music?
Free music. I have.
Once you pay to get in,
once you pay to get in, it's free. We have, and once again, we have country music. It seems to be popular. People want that for the fair. But we do have Natural Truth. We do have Southbound. We do have Poco, band from the 70s.
Gail Hart, thank you for being with us on the Jacksonville History Show.
Well, thank